I don't get it.
Podcast. Hey guys, congratulations. You made it through the worst day of the year, which also happens to be the first day of the year, or at least the first couple hours of the year. I'm talking about New Year's Eve. New Year's Eve blows. Right, guys?
Yes, I hate New Year's Eve. And everyone listening that loves New Year's Eve, I just really don't get why people like it. I think there's way too many expectations surrounding the night, like where you're going to go, who you're going to be with, if you're going to be with friends or family, what you're going to wear, how much it's going to cost. Like, no holiday should have that much pressure on it.
I just don't know I don't think I've actually known someone who really enjoys New Year's Eve.
Jared enjoys New Year's.
Why?
He says it's a nostalgic time of year to like reflect.
No, he does not.
He's
also someone that probably loves Love Actually and movies like that.
Yeah, we got some hate for the Love Actually comments.
Yeah, I knew we would.
Yeah.
I know.
But,
wait, guys, so before we get into New Year's, so I'm obviously phoning in from Miami.
Yes.
And I'm staying with my friend in Miami.
And just notice to all of you guys, it is before New Year's, actually, while we record this. It wouldn't make any sense if we didn't talk about last night. And, yeah. So just know it is actually Friday, or it's Thursday, the something right now, you know.
The 28th.
The 28th. So we have actually yet to suffer through New Year's, but we're going to talk about this later. Naz, begin.
Okay, so whatever. I'm staying with my friend in Miami, and we're obviously talking about like texting guys. And she tells me that she'll like send a text to a guy to like end something, or just like a scary text to a guy, and then she'll delete it. And it's like as if it never happened.
Yeah.
Wait, that's what Lizzie does.
And I literally go, but you know that you still sent it, right? Like it actually happened. And she's like, no. Once you delete it, it's like it never happened. And I'm like, I don't get it.
No, I don't get it.
Actually,
how are you
wrong.
supposed to remember what you said to the guy when he does respond to you?
Exactly.
It doesn't make any sense. Like that person needs therapy because you can't deal with your actions.
Yes, that's totally it. Okay, so Lizzie does this too, and Lizzie has done this with her celebrity crush. Like Lizzie is one of those fortunate girls. You guys know Lizzie. She's been on the big podcast. She has texted her celebrity crush and then deleted what she sends. And then we're like, what'd you send? And she goes, I don't know. I deleted it.
I can't believe it.
And I'm like, well, then I can't help you.
I screenshot every response from my, quote, celebrity crush when I was seeing him.
I literally could make a text from Naz's phone book and sell it at Urban Outfitters.
Yes.
From the amount of screenshots. I think I've archived literally every conversation I've had with a guy that
is
I like.
Not a bad idea. Like when we're married to like compile a book of like all the texts that we sent to guys that
like
in the end didn't mean anything.
Fuck.
Wait, you guys, that's an amazing idea.
Wait, we should take that out and we should patent that.
Yeah, but anyways, I just had to share that with you guys because I was like dying laughing because I was like, this is the biggest I don't get ever because you still sent the text message.
Yeah, like I can't get in her head. I can't be like, from your point of view, I see. No, don't see. Don't get.
Don't get. Well, speaking of that, I actually, because I know we have a little time to fill in today's episode, I think I should read you guys this amazing email that I got from one of our listeners. It's from Victoria. She says, this is the title of the email. Your podcasts are like soul food / messy relationship question. She says, hi, Ashley. I don't even know where to start. I usually fangirl from afar, but there's been a lot going on in my life, and your podcasts have been such a saving grace for me. It felt weird not to reach out to you and say thank you. Thank you for talking about things that are real, honest, uncomfortable, raw, genuine, inspiring, humorous, fun-loving, and heartwarming. I don't have sisters, but you, Lauren, and Naz kind of feel like sisters. I never kind of feel like the sisters I've never had. I hope that's not weird. It's not. One of the biggest highlights of my week is always listening into your podcast. Also, your podcast with Ben is just as amazing. The topics you discuss in both always seem to strike a chord with me. I listen to both of them on a regular basis, if not daily. Haha. I'm an out-of-state student. I'm from Minnesota, but I'm going to San Diego State University, and there's something about listening to your podcast that give me a sense of home and a lot of comfort. I've been struggling a lot in my personal life. I've been with someone for a year now, but we're close friends before dating. We were close friends before dating for a couple years, and now I'm just finding out he may be completely in love with his ex still and hasn't been honest with me about it for a very long time. The best part is I found out and he doesn't know that I know yet. We've had a little bit of an uphill battle to get where we are, and I'd like to think we always come out better and stronger when we overcome the bumps in the road, but I'm not sure this one's worth fighting for. I found a love letter he wrote to his ex asking for her to take him back.
Oh my God.
If anything, right now, I'm still in a state of shock. I'm also sure that I'll be feeling all hurt soon enough. I'm also in the middle of finals for the semester, and I suppose he's going to come home with me for Christmas, so it's a pretty awful thing as far as timing goes. I was wondering what you, Naz, Lauren, and Ben think about this, think about the best way to approach this situation. He's been my best guy friend and the first guy I've genuinely been in love with, and we do have great communication and conversations, but I'm so taken aback by this, and it's hard not to react in anger. And it's also hard not to find excuses or rationalize this because I'm nervous and anxious that he could keep that. Sorry, very long email. Because I'm nervous and anxious, and that could keep me from confronting this. The history he and I share is absolutely a roller coaster, tons of crazy stories. I have always found peace, comfort, and security with him in our relationship. Now I'm questioning everything I've put my trust in, and I feel very lost. If you have any thoughts and opinions on the matter, it would be a breath of fresh air to me. I'm sure you get so many emails, but I really appreciate you taking the time to read mine. Well, Victoria.
Wow.
I kind of wrote her back already.
Okay, well, don't tell us what you
So
said.
I don't want to say. I want you guys to take this because it's a fresh story to you.
Lauren, you go first.
Okay, well, how do we know when he wrote that letter? I mean, I guess if it's on a computer and it's on like the olden times, she knows. But
I feel like it's handwritten for some reason.
For some reason, I think it's handwritten too. But
I feel like that is really important to know, though, Lauren. You're right.
Yeah.
Like, when did he write this?
Oh my God, that's
she
like,
could be jumping to conclusions here.
that's like, what if some guy currently was to find my Bachelor diary and like find the journal, that letter that I wrote to Jared 2.5 years ago?
Yeah. So
Right.
It wasn't dated.
Let's just say it was recent while they're together. Goodbye. No, like I think she has to tell him she found it. Ask when he wrote it. I mean, hopefully he won't lie, and then say goodbye because that's absolutely ridiculous.
It's just so heartbreaking because it's like during the holidays, and I'm assuming, I mean, who knows if he went home with her for Christmas, and then, but think about it like from the girl's perspective. It's like, this is obviously the love. It sounds like the love of her life or her best friend. She doesn't want to ruin her holiday. So
Right.
what I would do is I would get through the holiday. But honestly, you guys know the anxiety would eat me up, and I think it's best to be open, honest, and vulnerable.
Yeah, you would be.
And,
You'd be like, I found this. Yeah.
You would never be able to handle this.
yeah, I think you're right. I don't even know if I could make it through the holiday.
No, you wouldn't.
But
be
that
able
would
to.
be
We know
so awkward. But that's so awkward because he's like staying with your parents over the holiday, So I would probably want to just like wait till the end. But ultimately, you don't want to be with someone that's in love with someone else. That's the worst feeling. That's worse than staying in a relationship just to say you're in a relationship.
Yeah, I'd rather not feel like second place, like him looking at me and thinking or wishing I was the other girl. That's the worst feeling.
Right. It's just this world is just so fucked. Because so many people are in love with so many people that are in love with someone else. And then
that's the Tad Hamilton thing that you will be watching as soon as you get home.
So many
that
people
and Ghost.
Me.
Realized Naz had never seen Ghost.
I really need to watch both. Everyone keeps texting me and tweeting me about it. But,
come back on New Year's and that's what we'll do.
I know. I feel bad for Victoria, but you sound amazing, Victoria. And
very well thought out.
What I said to Victoria, I basically didn't really give her any advice. I just needed more answers before I could. And not that I ever think that I'm worthy of giving advice, but I said that, where did you find the letter?
We're the blind leading the blind.
Yes. I said, where did you find the letter? Were you snooping? Because if she was like going through drawers, like then he's going to be mad at her about that. Not that it really matters at the end of the day, but I said, how often does he talk about his ex in casual conversation with her? And how did the Christmas trip go? Because she did send us a couple weeks ago.
And what were her answers to those?
She's not yet responded.
When did you send
okay.
Yesterday.
Okay.
Well,
She's probably
Victoria,
writing a long letter back.
stop ghosting us, Victoria. Get back to us.
I know, it's so rude.
But while you were reading the beginning of Victoria's email, you guys, I was just thinking how I think this is technically the 1-year anniversary of the podcast. And like how,
I think it would be technically next week.
right, which is when this is airing, Ashley.
No. I think it's like technically like the 7th or the 13th or something.
Got it.
Whatever. You can go with it.
Whatever. Well, Ashley corrects us on everything.
Sorry.
It's technically been a year, and I just think it's fucking crazy that everyone cares about what we have to say.
And that we've come up with 52 podcast topics.
This is just hilarious. Like, I came home for the holidays and everyone's like, I love the podcast. How's the podcast going? Or blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I really, truly can't believe everyone cares what we have to say. It's like so heartwarming. It's like really, it's so nice. We love you guys.
We seriously love you. And I can't believe, like, it's our goal to get emails that say, like, you make me feel comfy and homey. Like, I have sisters to listen to. Like, that's the best compliment we can ever get. And it makes us feel like what we do each week is definitely worth continuing.
Right. And all your like comments and suggestions. Like, I think I sent you guys one of you guys sent us a letter about our ghosting podcast and said that a new cool angle to that would be to find people that feel like someone, like to interview the one that got away.
Yes. I love that.
And maybe we can reconnect people that maybe feel like, what am I trying to say, Lauren?
You're trying to find people that got away and be like, why did we end? Why didn't we continue? Right.
And maybe give people like a second chance.
Do you know what I think would actually be a really good one too? What about like you had a crush on someone and they had no idea that you had such a crush on them? And then you called and you were like, did you know, like back in 2010, I thought about you all day long and you had no idea.
And then they would get married.
Wait, oh my God.
That's not
Ashley,
the one that I'm thinking of. We would not be getting married.
Oh, okay.
Ashley, that's such a good idea. Like past crush.
Yeah, I think all three of us would be willing to do that with people.
Definitely, but they all know I like them for sure. I let it be known.
No, I mean, I think they have to know that you liked them, like you made out a few times, but like not that like that was like the center of your thoughts.
Oh, that's actually fun.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I would totally be willing to call someone that I had a crush on. And I think, honestly, Ashley, this is a genius idea. Because just imagining people calling someone that they had a crush on is so, like, cringeworthy, but amazing, I feel like.
Do you want to do that next week?
Yeah, I think
down.
I'll have to come up with someone.
Yeah, we all come
now.
up with someone.
I already have. I have one. I have one that'll be a good topic. And then I have one that'll be a shitty guest.
This is scary.
Oh, I can also. Oh, I have so many. Okay, this will be fun. I could call multiples. I don't care.
Okay, let's do it. And then maybe we'll have our listeners, if you guys are willing to call your crush on the line or someone you had a crush on a while ago, email us at info@heartbrokenanonymous and we'll make it happen.
Yeah. Amazing. So what was your favorite podcast episode of the year? If this is our New Year's episode and we're thinking back on the year that was the I Don't Get It podcast, what was your guys' favorite?
My favorite would have to be, I think our first Ghostbusters, obviously with like Britain, was like iconic.
It was. I was like shaking on the floor, like waiting for his response. And that was me, not even Britain.
Yeah. But my second favorite, I think, was when we had Dr. Mike, my therapist, on the podcast. And we did Why People Cheat, just because so many people messaged me after that one.
Yeah, it was very insightful.
Right. I feel like it was like really insightful. What was your guys' favorite?
My favorite was Jade being pregnant and then the follow-up of Jade having given birth. And then when we had Tanner on as well and they were talking about that whole birthing experience and how freaking funny he was
Tanner is
and how
hilarious.
real and how she cried. And then we heard Emmy coo in the background.
Oh, you're right. That was such a good one. God, we done such good shit this year.
Yeah, we're amazing. We should probably keep going.
Lauren, what was your favorite?
I mean, my favorite probably was the ghost busting one, the first one, because I didn't think it was gonna go so well. Like I didn't think it would all come together, and then I was like really, really invested, and I'm sure all our listeners were too.
Yeah, I mean the Mr. Big one, obviously, like so many people love. But I think that one got me thinking that like we should totally make a movie called like Mr. Big. And it should be like those movies with like a shit ton of celebrities.
So it
Yeah.
should be like
But,
New Year's Eve or
Yes.
Valentine's Day.
yeah, but it should just be called Mr. Big, and it's like everyone's different outcomes with their big because there's so many.
Oh my God, we
I
gotta
know.
patent
you
another
genius.
idea.
Let's
Jen.
go. You know, I have Nicholas Sparks' production company. I have their info. I think we need to pitch this idea.
I don't think that's a Nicholas Sparks movie, but
I think yes.
It's a really
Guys,
good
we're-
idea.
Yeah,
I think the
would love
Mr.
that.
Big story, our personal story, is the one that started off like that entire series, was really good. Where we just really divulge into our own feelings and how screwed up we are, or we're not screwed up, but like how deeply those feelings for those bigs run.
and then at
Yeah.
the end of the movie, Mr. Big and Carrie will show up.
Yes.
And like, and this is our story.
Recently, I was very fascinated by the porn episode.
Oh yes,
Oh, my
for our
God.
occupational series, that was I listened to that back. Like I recorded it, I edited it, and I listened to it back. Like that was so interesting. And then my mother decided to listen to it, which was a bad idea.
But
I
She,
can't
like-
believe your mom listened to it.
She listened to it, but she didn't have that. I mean, she was really grossed out, but
No,
she,
Ash, you weren't there. I was sitting next to Lauren when she was on the phone with her. She was like
Yeah.
not having
She was
Oh,
not
really?
happy.
yeah, it was,
Yeah.
well, you know,
But you know what? That's an occupation.
it was
That's an occupation my mom just wouldn't have, I guess.
Stop. Okay.
I was at the grocery store recently and with my mom, and I saw like all these eggplants, and I was like honestly contemplating having her buy one.
So you could take an Instagram with it. That's why.
No, I would never put it on Instagram. I just like want to. I just want to know if it really is mental. You know, if
Well,
it really
an
is all
eggplant, I don't
mental.
even know. If
Wait,
you
what
put
are
an
you
eggplant
referring
down
to?
there. Putting it down your throat.
Oh my god,
But she
that's
said a
not
banana.
the equivalent. Yeah, a
It's
banana.
probably,
you don't-
it's probably easier to put a fruit down there because it's like it's in your control how far it goes. Like he's not going to push it down any further, and it's not going to smell like a penis.
Yeah, that's very true.
How often do your men shower, Lauren?
I don't know because literally, yet again, it's mental, and then I start
Ashley.
smelling, and I'm like, oh no, it
Ashley,
smells.
that was so savage.
I
That was
just
so
she like always
savage.
talks about that smell, and I haven't encountered like a really potent.
It's really just my ex that
Yeah.
smelled bad.
Yeah.
Because he was like, oh god, never mind.
It was what a disgusting man overall. Just a grossy.
So attractive.
Not even really. He was one of those people who was so ugly inside that it radiated on his outside and ruined his face.
I never saw that.
Yeah, that's too bad because I could see it very quickly.
Anyway, speaking of the new year, I'm really glad that I have Beachbody On Demand. Beachbody On Demand is an online fitness streaming service that gives you unlimited access to a wide variety of highly effective, world-class workouts, personalized to meet your needs, plus extensive nutritional content, all proven to help people achieve their health and fitness goals. With step-by-step program guides, workout calendars, comprehensive nutrition plans, an innovative portion control focused cooking show, Fixate, and a motivation and support of a growing community, Beachbody On Demand is the total package. Beachbody On Demand has PiYo, Insanity, P90X, 21 Day Fix, all of these programs in Beachbody On Demand. Beachbody On Demand also allows flexibility to design your own workout schedule from over 600 different workouts. Our listeners can claim a free trial membership. I don't get it, listeners. Just text GET IT, GETIT, with no spaces, all one word, to 313131 and get a full access to this entire platform for free. That is an amazing deal. So get your workout on and get your resolutions in control and keep your resolutions for this year while working out in your own house. All right, back to what we're talking about.
Anyway, okay, well,
Anyway.
in the year in review, Naz, what do you think you got most out of this year, which started for us so tremendously awful as you cried on my couch on New Year's Eve last year?
Yeah, it's so crazy. Like I think this year for me personally has been, I've had the highest highs and the lowest lows. But yeah, obviously starting the year off heartbroken, which is a big reason why I hated New Year's Eve last year.
And the reason you
because
started Heartbroken Anonymous.
Yeah, so it's just
I mean, I ended up leaving The Bachelor this year, which was like a huge life move, and then tried the hosting thing, which was great, and it's still going. And then started Heartbroken Anonymous because of this person that like broke my heart and another stranger that I met. So I don't know. This year's been like really, really freaking great. I think like obviously the lows were worth it, and I don't know. It's so crazy when you look back on a year because I feel like this year flew by, but I also feel like 2017 is the stepsister of 2016. Like I feel like this year, like we all thought
Like
2017
this year or 2017?
Like 2016 is notoriously like the worst year ever. Everyone's like, let's get the fuck out of this year.
Yeah.
And then 2017,
I
everyone's
didn't
like,
feel
it's gonna
that
be
way.
better.
I had a great 2016. My whole upper 20s has been pretty good.
Good for you.
Toot my own horn.
Yeah. I think for everyone it's different personally, but I think like for the world, like I don't know, 2016 was shitty, and then 2017, I don't know. I just don't feel like it was like that much better. Do you guys?
Oh, I don't like to think
like,
about the world. I'm just thinking of myself.
Yeah, the world
because
the world is pretty bad. Yes, but
there's
know what?
a lot of bad things.
Terrorists don't think in years, so it's probably just going to continue. It's like, you know what? In 2018, I'm going to stop terrorizing.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, not that I'm not thinking of the world. I'm obviously thinking of like the horrific things that have happened over the past couple of years, but also I think your year is really based on your own growth and experiences. Okay, so for me, I think this year was that year where I like actually didn't stress about my love life as much as I used to, and I really just focused on me and my career, and I was just like. I feel like I could like write an inspirational novel, or not novel, autobiography about how like I started really just putting myself first and not stressing about things that are out of my control and just doing things I love and having such a great group of friends. And I got to that point where I was just like, oh, it's okay. It'll happen when it happens. And I'm really happy as is. Like a boyfriend right now would be a perk, not something that would make me happy. Like I'm already happy by myself.
That is inspirational as fuck.
I know.
Thanks.
And I feel like it's very true. Like you did reach that point, Ashley. Like that's awesome.
That's really good, Ashley.
Thank you.
How do you guys feel about New Year's resolutions?
Lauren, you didn't talk about what you got out of the year.
What I got out of the year is like this is my first year as like an adult. I think.
Yeah, Lauren got cut off.
I got cut off. I had to like realize what it is living on a budget and all this stuff, and it was basically like it was my first year as an adult. So like obviously it was kind of sucky. I think I'm just going to continue on with what I've been doing in 2017. All right.
Except you're going to get a big person job. Too.
Oh, yeah. And then I'm going to get an adult job where I have to wake up really early and be miserable. So then the life continues. And then hopefully
Lauren
does
have a big person job. She has a podcast.
Yeah.
No, I know that. It is. It's surreal.
But something I have to do not on my own time.
Yeah. Something with more structure is what I mean.
I want to share with you guys like the craziest. So I was thinking about New Year's resolutions, and first I want to know how you guys feel about them.
Oh.
Okay. Oh, what do I think about New Year's resolutions? I think that no one keeps them, and why even make them?
Yeah, I'm not like the hugest fan. There's also like, what else would, I don't know.
I think my birthday is the New Year's resolution.
I think birthday is New Year's too. Like, I don't think New Year's is a big deal.
your birthday is your real New Year.
Yeah.
Agreed.
For me personally, I just think that like that whole workout and exercise thing, I think that happens because you spend like all of November and December eating, and then you're like, okay, I'm actually tired of eating and tired of sitting around. I'm going to go actually do something. So like right now, I'm very excited to go back to Pilates this week. Mm-hmm. But other than that, it's like, yeah, like stop eating so much and then work out a little more. And then that's all, like, that'll make me feel satisfied.
And you got to get ready for the shorts again in the summer and the spring and just the natural progression of the year.
Yeah.
Well, I know a resolution that I'm going to keep, and that is to continue using BioClarity because it has boosted my confidence in 2017, and I need to bring that in 2018 for sure. It has helped me more than any other products that I've ever used. I've really actually just started washing my face using BioClarity. I was always just a makeup wipe girl and then some lotion, but BioClarity has it all. BioClarity delivers glowing, clear skin by reducing redness and boosting your natural beauty. You can use it twice daily without worrying about excess irritation, so your face won't flake or be irritated or red or anything. So start the new year with a healthy habit and get glowing, clear skin. Just go to bioclarity.com and our listeners will get their first month for only $9.95 plus free shipping. It's $20 savings and it comes with you with 100% risk-free money-back guarantee, and you need to enter the code GETIT, GETIT. So that's bioclarity.com and enter the code GETIT, GETIT. This is one resolution I will definitely keep this year.
Give me more examples of like New Year's resolutions, like stop biting my nails, which has been like my New Year's resolution since I was 4.
Stop letting people walk all over me.
That's good, Lauren. People taking advantage of you. What should I have my New Year's resolution be according to you two?
That's a good question.
That is a very fun question. It's like basically, what is wrong with me?
I feel like that's hard to answer because I think your goals and your resolutions should be like personal to yourself. I don't think it like should matter what like other people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think for you, just keep doing what you're doing. I think you're killing it, Ash. But
Naz, what's your resolution?
Well, I wanted to share with you guys what I think is. So I kind of, like you, Lauren, I was like, New Year's resolutions are so stupid. Like every year I'm like, oh, this is the year I'm going to have abs. This is the year I'm going to lose weight. And then obviously like I care, you know, like the first month or whatever. And then it just like falls off. And last year my dad was like, well, why don't you like write things down? He's like, if you write things down, you'll like bring it into fruition and like you'll hold yourself accountable. So I went in my notes, like on my phone, and you know how they're time stamped?
Yeah.
So like I'll screenshot it for you guys. I'll probably upload this on Instagram, but on January 2nd, 2017 at 1:33 p.m., I wrote down these goals. Are you guys ready for this?
So ready.
Get producer title on a show, which like I had to fight for like on the Twin Show and I got it.
Yeah.
Start the podcast.
Did it?
No way.
Start Heartbroken Anonymous.
No way.
Because that was like when I met Dana. Become a Dodgers MC.
Stop.
Naz, you accomplished all your goals.
Isn't that crazy? Well, that was because I knew that the Dodgers were, and then there's 4 more, and it's like bring this website I used to have back, learn more about tech, go to Cuba, and like write this like children's book I wanted to. But what's so funny is like I accomplished the first 4 because like I met Dana and I was like, I really want to start a group for heartbroken people, and then I heard the Dodgers needed a host, so I was like, that's what I want, and like the first 4 things I like did. Isn't that crazy?
That is so good.
So good. Lauren, go write a list now.
I know I have to go write a list.
And now you have to compete with Naz.
But see, the thing is, Naz will write something down and like she'll be like, go buy milk, and she'll do it in 2 seconds because she needs to do it right now. You know, like that's your personality.
What you need to start
and that's
doing.
what I need to start doing.
Incorporate
New Year's
resolution for
become
Lauren.
Naz.
No, to think more immediately. I want you to be more proactive and less, I should do that. And then you put it off until forever. What should I do, Lauren, as you know?
You should go
your boss,
easier
girl.
on Lauren.
That's what I knew you were going to say.
That's so funny. But I think what I learned from this list is like, I'm going to make a less aggressive list this year. Like now I'm just going to write 4 things down every year that I really feel like could realistically happen. And then
you can only like you were doing a lot this year. You really didn't have much time, and you were working on those 4 things constantly.
I really want you to have a children's book, and I want to have my own children's book too. Lauren and I have had this idea for a long time, and I think it could probably do well, Lauren.
That's so funny. So I wrote this list under Chandelier Tree. Have I ever taken you guys there?
No, I've never gone there, but I do need to go.
So it's this tree in LA this guy has in Silver Lake in his yard, and people donate chandeliers to him and he lights them up on this tree. And it's like one of my favorite places in LA. I used to love getting ice cream and like eating under it when I lived in Los Feliz. Anyway, so I wrote this list under there and I was like, this would be a really cute children's book. Like instead of like the giving tree, like the chandelier tree.
That is so cute for all the LA kids.
Yeah.
So
All the little
bougie
Silver
ass.
Lake.
That's hilarious.
That's really funny.
That's a cute book.
I know. We should write children's books. How hard
I'll,
could it be?
I'll say what ours is called. I'll just say what
Since
it's
you already
called.
gave your idea, we'll
Yeah,
give our
'cause,
idea.
yeah.
You're giving all your ideas away.
I know.
I know.
Whatever.
We wanted to call ours Lauren in the Sidecar because
I started driving when I was 21.
Yeah.
So I was always in the passenger seat. So Ashley was always driving, which is so opposite for right now because I'm always a driver.
Yeah.
And so
Right.
it was like, Lauren, we need to get a little motorcycle and put Lauren in the sidecar.
and the thing is she was gonna have like a very exaggerated
like
face.
long blonde hair, luscious, like very big red lips, and be going through like piles of mud in the sidecar and like getting swiped by other cars.
Basically, it still applies to her life because she's still like, I still pull her around everywhere.
Yeah.
I'm still like, okay, you're going here, you're going there. And if it were for up to her, if she didn't have a sidecar, she'd just be like, I'm going to stay home on the couch.
Yeah.
So I just put
So
her in
I
the
need a
sidecar. She comes
sidecar.
on the adventures.
Lauren in the sidecar. I don't know why that's so
It's
funny
so
to me.
funny. I don't know why either. I
We
don't know
came
what.
up with it years ago.
What was your guys' favorite children's book?
Oh God.
Well, we
I
like
like-
Junie B. Jones.
I like the rainbow fish.
Oh my god,
or,
I loved Rainbow Fish and Junie B.
Yeah.
Jones.
Stregonana.
Oh, Strega just made me want pasta with no sauce, just butter.
Yeah. What was yours?
Oh my god, obviously I'm so fucking weird. It's like the weirdest book no one knows about. Actually, there was this one book called Hieronymus White that I loved. It was like a big poem book. And then there's a book called Bringing. You guys are gonna laugh. I don't even want to say it.
No,
It's
please
like so
say
embarrassing.
it. Please say it.
It's called Bringing the Rain on Kapiti Plain. And it was like this little African boy, and he would stand he would stand with one leg. You know how like when people stand like a flamingo?
Yeah.
I love standing like that. So he would stand out in a plane like that to bring the rain to this plane.
That is so sad, Naz. Some African boy trying to get some water.
But
is,
the
too realistic.
reason why it was my favorite is the illustrations were so pretty. It was a really pretty, it was really pretty.
Kids still read books.
Yeah.
They still have books.
I think so, but going to the library is probably not as much fun.
I know. Did you guys used to go to the library when you were little?
Yeah.
My dad, every weekend we went to the library and I would rent, but I would always rent the same books. My dad should have made me pick up different ones. I'd probably be smarter today.
Probably.
Well, now that we're thoroughly off topic, let's talk about.
Wait, no, I have other books to mention.
No. How many horrible New Year's and best New Year's? Okay, so my best New Year's, well, quite possibly could have been the one where I didn't even stay up till midnight. It was 2 years ago. I was on the Bachelor float during the Rose Bowl parade. And it was me, Ben Higgins, Jaden Tanner, most notably. And we had to wake up at 4 a.m. So they were like, you guys, you probably shouldn't stay up till midnight. So I went to bed, kind of celebrated the East Coast midnight. And then I fell asleep and I was all alone. I just remember it was a nice little moment to myself before the new year. And then it started a year that I thought was pretty darn good. My other great New Year's was when we were stalking Blake Lewis for American Idol. It was 2007. It was turning 2008. And I loved Blake Lewis from American Idol. And he was in Times Square doing something, not Jenny and Ryan, but the other, whatever, one of the side shows are on New Year's, for Fox. It's probably for Fox since there's American Idol.
No shit.
All right. Anyway, so we were trying to stalk him.
I don't remember this at all.
You don't?
No.
So Lauren and I, they had really high security, in Times Square. But Lauren and I, we're not freezing our asses off. So 10:30, 11, we would leave the hotel room. We left. We snuck in just by flirting with cute cops.
That was for Blake Lewis?
Yeah.
How old is that?
Well, it was during
Oh,
2008.
okay. Yes, got it.
So you're what were you?
16.
18.
2008?
Yeah.
17.
You were 17. So then we snuck in Blake Lewis. We were like, Blake. And then he like waved at us and then walked into this building. And then we're like, well, okay. Now we will walk around. And we saw the Jonas Brothers. And they were looking at us. Kevin was single, pretty much. Joe was,
and that was when we're like, wait,
hot.
those are the Jonas Brothers.
Yeah, we're like, who are those hot guys?
Oh, okay.
And we were like, oh, it's the Jonas Brothers. We're like, we should maybe get into them.
I didn't understand that we went for Blake, but we
went for Blake.
But we left with the Jonas Brothers on our minds.
Yeah, we went in with one obsession and we left with another.
Oh.
And then we just like, we're kind of waving at them. They were looking at us from the podium. And then they got into this black car after the ball dropped. And Joe and Kevin turned around to look at us at the back of their car. Like they actually turned their heads and like, you know, that they thought we were cute or something. And I was like, I am in love with Joe Jonas. That's what happened. And
that was your meet
that
cute.
was a very fun New Year.
It was really fun. We gave zero fuckaroos and we got the attention of some cute up and coming pop stars. Nick was like 15, so that was a little creepy. We didn't hit that.
No, but Lizzie did. Lizzie's like, that's not creepy enough.
So that was my best New Year's, 2008, which actually, that was a freaking bomb-ass year.
Wait, what was your worst New Year's?
I ended up going
That's
to
a pretty good New Year's.
No, the Giants won the Super Bowl following that.
What was your worst?
Encyclopedia Ashley.
Yeah, my worst New Year's? Oh, my worst New Year's. Last year was pretty bad, Naz.
Last year was so bad. I hated last year.
You want to explain that?
I mean, it's like not even a story.
Did we
I
tell
did
this last week? Yeah.
I think we did. Yeah, I think you guys know already.
It was not good. But there's been worse before. I went to random parties with like Lizzie and just sat there as the ball dropped and other people kissed around me.
We've all been there. I think I brought you out to like promoters and stuff.
Oh my God. I remember you taking us out with a promoter. And
the club scene.
I remember they were like,
I don't remember.
Oh, I think I
did.
cried. I think I was crying. It was just so depressing. We were at that tiki bar in New York City.
Yes.
They came around with like giant pineapples full of drinks. And I was like, this is the worst thing ever.
And you started crying?
Yeah. And then
I
they were like,
would always cry at the
they were
club.
like, there was like,
I cannot.
Oh, I would always cry at the club.
That'll be our children's book, crying at the club.
It had nothing to do with being drunk. It was like,
And
this
then
is the most depressing place I've ever been.
pineapples. And then they handed out pineapples.
And everyone was drinking out the same straw.
Everybody's drinking out the same straw. I was like, this is gross. Half of you have hepatitis. And then I remember they were like, this hot guy, like this celebrity was this so-and-so. They're like, last time we were out, he came out and then he didn't show up. And all I did was hope he was going to show up. I was 22. Yep. That was the worst New Year's ever. Lauren, what was your worst New Year's ever?
I already thought of my worst New Year's ever, but now I can't remember it. Wait, give me a second, because I need to think about this.
Naz, okay, is that your worst New Year's last year?
I guess last year, I wish I had a memory like you. I don't mind. None of mine were like memorable to be like you know what I mean? Like they all just kind of sucked. There wasn't like one that like sucked more than the other.
Good God, why can't I thought about it.
My best New Year's, I remember, is just being little and growing up with my family because my family's so fun. And obviously growing up like Dominican and Spanish, like they have the weirdest, like probably not the weirdest because I think a lot of people do this, but just really weird traditions. Like New Year's Eve, we all go buy yellow underwear. Did I tell you guys about this?
No.
Yeah, so it's so fucking dumb and hilarious. So we all go buy yellow underwear and we all wear yellow underwear because apparently that's like lucky, like into the new year. And then I distinctly remember being little and like when the clock strikes 12, everyone would pass around grapes and like you would have to eat grapes. Like, I don't know why. I like literally don't know why. These were all just like lucky superstitions that we like did
That's
in like
fun,
my
though, to be with your
in my big
family.
family. Yeah, but I think once I grew up, you know, and I went to college, and like what was cool was like going to the clubs, and like growing up in South Florida, I don't know, it just like obviously wasn't for me because I never had a boyfriend, so I was always like cold and like in like a really ugly sequence dress that was like probably from Kohl's or something. And yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, we used to like bang pots and pans at midnight outside with our cousins, and that was so fun. That was probably like the best New Year's.
I almost feel
funny.
like I should force my kids into just like having New Year's with the family, because at one point in their lives, in their 20s, they're going to be like, oh, thank God we don't have the pressure of that. And if they have a significant other, then they can just bring them over to the house.
Well, that's what's hilarious, Ashley, because like once I like went to college, my mom was like, oh, so you're not going to spend New Year's with the family because like we have such a big family that gets together. And I was like, no, I want to spend it with my friends. Like, I don't need to be with my family all the time. And now looking back, I'm like, damn.
Yeah.
You know?
It's like I had a miserable night.
Yeah.
I remember my worst New Year's probably, but it's only because it's like very recent and I can't think back that far. Because of all the drugs. Because of all the drugs I did.
Or you just don't have Ashley's brain.
Yeah. So I guess it was like 2 years ago. It was the one before last New Year's. I was seeing someone utterly obsessed, and he was bartending like a private event that I couldn't go to, and I was like, okay, so like I'm in your city, and I'm just gonna go with my friends and be miserable until you get off of work at 4 a.m. And I kissed some guy I didn't like, and I was like, I can't believe the person I'm in love with is down the street, and I had to kiss this random person. And then I was like, you know what, fuck you, I'm walking around until you get off work. So I like went into it was like 1:30, and I was like, I'm just gonna go wait for him
kiss
at his apartment. Lizzie's cousin.
That's what I thought. Okay, this is 2 years ago then.
Yeah. So I walked around until he got off work, and that was really shitty.
Well, at least you walked around until he got off work, and then like you saw him.
Yeah, but then he got like another girlfriend a month later, so it was also shitty.
Wow, happily ever after.
Woohoo!
Well, guys, I do have to say, like, I am really excited for 2018. I do have a really good feeling about this year. I feel like this is going to be my year. And I really hope it's everyone else's year, too.
So to all of you, we wish you a happy 2018.
We'll all be Lieutenant Dan.
I posted that 2 years ago. I was like, this defines me on New Year's. He is my definite spirit animal on New Year's. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, just Google Lieutenant Dan on New Year's.
I got no legs.
Well, guys, that is all we got for you today. We will come back next week, and I hope that we're calling crushes that didn't really know that they affected us so deeply.
Stay tuned, y'all.
It's going to be a good one.
I'm really nervous about this.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay, bye.
I don't get it.
Podcast.